Hey, this is Celtics Review, and we're back for Game 3 of the NBA season with the Boston Celtics. Celtics get their first win of the NBA season. We are now 1-2. Fun game to watch. I actually, I said fun game with the other ones, but we win. So, it's happy to get our first win. Ime Udoka's first win. Congratulations to him. He coached pretty well tonight. Lots of takeaways from this game. Jalen Green was a surprise this game, but we'll get to that. All right, so Celtics win 107-97. This puts us at 1-2 in the season. The Rockets are also 1-2. Jason Tatum had 31 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, and shot 50% from the floor. So Tatum getting back to his former MVP candidate self, and maybe MVP candidate this year. Also shot 4-11 from 3, so a good efficient night from Tatum. These numbers are exactly what I want him to average this season, even to a little bit, what can I say? Far-stretched. A little bit far-stretched. There's always hopes for him to go off at some point of the season and get those stats up. And also for the Celtics to do well, because, for MVP, you got to be a good team and stuff like that. Al Horford. Oh, what a game from Al Horford. You can't see it in the box score, but the effect he had on the court, you can't use words to describe how well he played this game. Highest box plus or minus, although he only had 17 points and shot 4 for 12, and 1 for 6 from 3. You look at those stats, and you're like, oh, that's not a good game. But if you watch the game, the defensive impact he had was, it was just made me happy to see, 10 rebounds with those 17 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 blocks. It was just so good seeing Al Horford back to his old Celtic self. Robert Williams stepped down from the game prior, but he had 2 points. 2 points, 1 block, 1 steal. He only shot 2 shots. I don't know why his hands aren't getting on the ball more. Maybe they just, I didn't really notice him not getting the ball in the game. Marcus Smart actually scored. So Marcus Smart's back. Shot his efficient 1 for 5 and his 3 for 8. So not too bad for Marcus Smart. You always see him on the defensive end anyways. He had 3 steals. So 5 from him. 6 rebounds, 5 assists. And a Schroeder. First good game as a Celtic. 18 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and shot 7 for 14. So he was finally efficient for once. Good to see that from the new acquirement. Now, something I'm very excited to talk about. Grant Williams. Grant Williams, the disappointment of our draft from 2 years ago. 31 minutes, 18 points, 5 for 7 from 3, 6 for 8 from the floor, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. You don't understand how happy this makes me to see Grant Williams doing well on the floor. He averages more points than Russell Westbrook and Kemba Walker and shooting 70% from 3. That is just crazy. Peyton Pritchard, good game, 2 for 6, 2 for 5 from 3. They're talking about his sharpshooting during the game. Aaron Nesmith didn't score again. He's not playing very well this season, but 0 for 4, 1 steal. He only played 12 minutes, so it doesn't really matter. And Josh Richardson played another pretty good game, 3 for 8. He had the same stats as Marcus Smart, basically, except Marcus Smart had steals, more stuff. But they had the same amount of points. Now we get to the Rockets. Rockets, surprising first quarter from them. They actually played well in my eyes, and you could say the person that played well was Jalen Green, but I'll tell you about his stats later. We got Jayshawn Tate, 4 for 8 from the floor, 12 points. He played good. He had 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. He's a promising young player. I forgot how he got picked up. I don't know if it was a draft or part of the draft. I really don't remember. Former Celtic Daniel Tice. I'm kind of happy we got rid of him. But he shot 3 for 7. 0 for 3 from 3, 5 rebounds for center. Christian Wood, he's a good player. He, most improved candidate last year. Came from the Pistons, I'm pretty sure. He had 20 points, 5 for 14 from the floor, but he got to the free throw line and shot 8 for 10, so he made that up. 9 rebounds, steal. Decent game from him. Kevin Porter Jr., KPJ. He's also a very young, promising player, like most of the Rockets are, because they're so bad, they're trying to rebuild. 5 for 12, 3 for 7 from 3, 3 assists, 3 blocks. I mean, not 3 blocks, 3 rebounds. He had 8 turnovers. So, I mean, I'm not complaining, but, like, that wasn't very good. Jalen Green. Wow, what a game from Jalen Green. As a Celtics fan and watching him play, I was, like, in awe of what he was doing. He's so young, and for him, I think for the prior games, he only shot, he didn't make a 3 for the first 3 games or the 2 games of the season. In this game, he goes shoot 8 for 10 from 3. And I mean, I think he had 6 in a row, 6 for 6. It was insane. He shot 11 for 18. The dunks he had, it looked like prime Russell Westbrook with the dunks. He was like all cock back tomahawks like Russell Westbrook. I was getting like, ugh, from those. It was cool to see. He just played good. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. Like, a player that just went into that G League thing was Dwayne Wade's son. So it's gonna be cool to see him play in that, and I think he could develop into a good player just like Jalen Green. Daniel Ellis Jr. 0 points. Don't need to talk about him. David Nwaba 0 points. Sengun, that center. They put him at center. Alperen Sengun. It was like funny watching him play. Like he's like fun to watch, kind of. I mean, he didn't score very much, but he played a good game. Like, once again, if you look at the box score, it doesn't look like he played very well. 1 for 5 with 7 points. But if you watch the game, like, he had an impact. Dove for balls, like hustling around the court. He like hit the ball out of bounds once and made a couple of good. He made this diving pass. So it was cool to see him play. I think he got drafted this year. He's a rookie. He had 3 steals, a block, and 4 assists and 4 rebounds. So just a good game from him. Oh, I want to talk about Robert Williams again. Robert Williams, he made a pass to the top of the key to Marcus Smart, I want to say. And it was like, no, Jokic couldn't make the pass. It was just a beautiful pass. Like, and if you watched last year, you know that Robert Williams could pass. So I think one of our main staples, not one of our main staples, but something we could add this year to mix up the plays a little bit, give Robert Williams the ball and let him find the other players. Another play that happened that I enjoyed was, it was a screen, or I think it was an inbounds, maybe. It was an inbounds, and Shooter got the ball, I think. Shooter, some point guard. Shooter got the ball, rolled out to the right, Tatum wrapped around to the corner, and Shooter passed the ball to Grant Williams, who was cutting down the middle. And then Grant Williams, like, without even looking, just went like this over to the corner. Jason Tatum wide open. And it was a good ball movement. Already know what's going on play. And need to see more of that, obviously. So let's get to the Celtics team stats. Shot 44% from the floor. So good, you know. And then the Rockets shot 42. So it was like a close game, but the main thing that was like the difference maker, turnovers and assists for the Celtics and the Rockets. We beat them in both stats. They had 18 turnovers and we had like 11. We had 22 assists, they had 20. We had more blocks than them, more steals. So the Celtics basically just outplayed them. I want to talk about the we also led them in rebounds, sorry. Talk about the start of the game and how disappointing that was. So Celtics were losing in the first quarter. Like, it was disappointing watching them play almost. Like, they, at one point, at the end of the quarter, Houston had a 30-22 lead. And at that point, I'm like, are we really about to lose our 3rd game in a row? They actually play like a real team and not play horrible defense and horrible offense, and actually beat them in the second quarter by 10. So that brought us up to a lead at half. And at that point of the game, we just cruised right through, scored 36 in the third which brought us up to a big lead, and then 18 in the fourth, which wasn't very good, but we stopped them on defense, basically. They only had 25. From the third quarter at 127 to, it was a 4-minute scoring drought for the Celtics from the third to the fourth quarter, and that let the Rockets get a little bit of a lead. Not a lead, sorry, a little bit of a catch-up to the Celtics. And other than that first part of the game, it wasn't too bad. I mean, but you are going against the Rockets, and they don't even have John Wall, so can't be too excited about that. But it was just, I'm happy. I was happy to see them win a game again. Hornets beat the Nets. They're now 3-0, and Miles Bridges is on a streak. He just got named Player of the Week, I think, or Player of the Month, something like that. But he got named Player of something, and he's been playing good. 32 points last night. I think he had 30 the night before. And I mean, I've liked him. I mean, he had some mean dunks last year, and he's just a fun player to watch. The Hornets are a fun team to watch. LaMelo's playing out of his mind. Not out of his mind, but he's playing really good. 20, I think it's 22, 6 and 6, 50% from 3. He looks pretty good. I'm just happy to see the Nets lose because we hate the Nets. Magic beat the Knicks. I have a couple of Knicks fans at my school, so funny to see the Knicks lose after they beat us. 76ers beat the Thunder. Who cares? Warriors and the Kings. Warriors go to 3-0. So Curry looks good, and Curry, I think he notched his 5,000th career assist that game. So congrats to him, and he's been playing out of his mind as well because he's Stephen Curry, and I would say should have been the MVP. Second in MVP last year. Lakers beat the Grizzlies. Ja Morant had 40 and 10. It was the first 40 and 10 game by a Memphis Grizzly. 40 assists and 10 assists, that is, ever. So congrats to Ja Morant. Ja Morant missed a free throw to make it go to overtime, so I feel bad for him. But Carmelo Anthony passed Karl Malone in all-time scoring lists because he went nuts and had like 28 points. So 7 o'clock tonight, we're playing the Charlotte Hornets, and we get to maybe get a win and get Hornets off their unbeaten streak. Another cool thing that I've never told you guys, that I've actually talked to PJ Washington before in a PlayStation party, because I'm friends with a guy that goes to Jacksonville, University of Jacksonville. He's on the basketball team, and he's like good friends with Romeo Langford and what's his name? PJ Washington. I got to talk to Romeo Langford and PJ Washington. But that was just a cool thing that I always brag about. I did get kicked out of the party right after, but that's beside the fact. I got to speak to NBA player too. Two NBA players. But I think that's gonna be it for today's video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Go Celtics. See you guys tomorrow after this Hornets game. Peace.